Howdy folks, TRprepper here. As you can see, the TRprepper budget for my channel is going through the roof. Look at the set pieces we have. This cost well over 50 cents to put this piece together. So, without further ado, I am going to do a video response to a tag out video in which TRprepper tagged me. This tag out video works like this. Somebody started it before him and asked the question, if you were running for office, what would you pledge to do, or what would you do to fix these three problems? And then you give your answer, and then you tag somebody else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the answer to that question in these three things that they asked, and then I'm going to tag in two people. And I'm going to try not to do it so predictably as the channels that I always name on here. So without further ado, the questions are, if you were running for office, what would you do to fix the NSA/the Patriot Act? TRprepper said it, and I will second it. There is nothing you can do to fix something that usurps and goes against directly your constitutional rights, your Fourth Amendment rights to illegal search and seizures. Unfortunately, the laws that Congress is passing are not up to date with the technology, and the Fourth Amendment clearly would cover this, and something should be done, since very clearly our government has no problem spying with warrantless. Absolutely no warrants have to be made. They just spy on every single citizen in this nation. Every cell phone call, every landline call, every email, every computer conversation. If you don't think that the NSA is watching and reading that, you're mistaken. Edward Snowden, I don't care what you think of him. I really don't. But I'm not saying he's a hero. I'm not saying he is a villain. But I am saying that he is in the know on this. And he and other people who want to remain nameless have said that there is no form of electronic communication in the United States of America that is not being looked at, scrutinized, and listened to. So there is nothing that gives our government, as a matter of fact, the Fourth Amendment clearly prohibits our government from that sort of warrantless intrusion into our private lives. So I would completely scrap the Patriot Act and the NSA. Totally, we have plenty of agencies that can do what the NSA does outside of the spying, and there's no need for them to be in existence. The next one was Obamacare. This one, again, you gotta scrap it. You cannot take any kind of a law. We are seeing by the millions people dropped from their current coverage, which they were perfectly happy with, and having to choose these plans that are being forced on them for a much higher premium per month, and then a grossly higher deductible, which most people can't pay. So this is not a good system. It's a system the government can't afford it. We can't allow, as a government, we can't operate in a way that none of us would operate inside our households. You can't just go, in my house, we have a limited amount of income and we can only spend so much money, and I can't then say, well, you know what I'm going to do? I want this, or this would be a nice thing to have or to do for somebody, so I'm going to go spend a bunch of money that I don't have with no way to pay for it. That's very irresponsible, and it's reckless, and it's dangerous. And the third thing was the economy. What would you do to fix the economy? Really, the only idea I have to fix the economy is, one, stop the Fed from pumping. For those of you who don't know, the Federal Reserve is printing and pumping into the stock markets somewhere in the vicinity of, I think it's 85, might be 185, I can't remember the number I heard, but $85 billion a month. So all those things, when you look at the stock market, the numbers are way up, it's all false. The problem is, at some point, reality is going to set in, and we're going to have a crash that's going to make the 2008 crash look like just a bump in the road. You can't artificially inflate something and just continue to do that, because eventually it's going to pop. It happened in 2000, in the late 90s to 2000, and it happened in 2008, and it's going to happen again. That's just logic. You cannot just print money and keep doing things, to fake that the economy is good. The economy is not good. I would, one, stop the Fed from pumping money and overly printing money. It devalues the money that we all have. And two, I would cut as much government regulation as I can. Now, there are necessary government regulations to keep people from putting dangerous things into their products and whatnot. But a lot of government regulation is just insane red tape that raises the cost of everything, the cost of the people doing business, and that cost is then passed on to us. And therefore, if we could cut out a bunch of the regulation in government, we could make it easier for businesses to do business and to turn a profit and then sell us their goods and services more cheaply, which then benefits us. And ultimately, the government gets more tax dollars as a result. So I would just kind of cut a lot of regulation to fix. It's the only thing you can really do to fix the economy, and try to get our spending within what we take in taxes instead of spending so much more than we bring in a given month in this nation. Now it's time for the tag out. I am going to tag a couple of people that I don't think I've ever really done anything with before here, except maybe a shout out once before. I am going to tag the Al Owens channel. So if the Al Owens channel, if you are so inclined, make a video and tell TRprepper, tell all of us what you would do about these three problems. If you were running for office, what would you do about these three problems? And the other one that I am going to tag, a channel that I just found, and it's an excellent channel. I encourage you guys to check it out. It is called Living Survival. It is a great channel. It is they have great stuff on there, and I'm looking forward. Have some fun with this, guys. Let's see what you have. That's my video. That's my tag out. TRprepper, thanks for tagging me out. I appreciate it. And I'm Van Prepper, and I can solve all the world's problems in just 7 minutes. Happy shooting.